Rendezvous with 3i/Atlas by Amethyst Gray. That's Rendezvous with 3i/Atlas by Amethyst Gray. Amethyst Gray was born on the Isle of Wight, England, and grew up close to Carisbrooke Castle. The island, Arthur C. Clarke's Mysterious World on TV, Fossils on the Beach, and Crystals sparked a keen interest in history, hidden history, and how everything came about. She was always good at mathematics, so she took a physics degree at the University of London. That led to a career in IT, before she rediscovered her interest in crystals, alternative history, and energy healing after moving to Wiltshire in the early 2010s. Now, as well as being accomplished in IT, Amethyst teaches angelic Reiki, practices access bars, emotional freedom technique, future life progression, and past life regression in the vicinity of Avebury Stone Circle. She has given lectures on Atlantis, the water wizard Victor Schauberger, and the cloud buster Wilhelm Reich. She is in the process of publishing her Diana Gary historical fantasy novel series. The Huntress was released in August 2019, focusing on Renaissance France, and The Priestess, based on Atlantis, was published in March 2020. The Rarest was published at the end of 2022 with insights into the passengers of the Titanic disaster. She is currently working on books 4 and 5. Her newest book is The Pyramid Book, 2025, which extends, incorporates her own content from and wraps up the prior The Little Book of Pyramid series she originally wrote jointly with Steve Nichols. Agenda, Introduction. What is a comet? What's different about 3i/Atlas? Discrepancies. Comparisons. Timeline. Prophecies. Summary. References. Introduction. Comet 3i/Atlas has presented science with a whole set of enigmas since it blasted its way into our field of view within the inner solar system. It is an interstellar visitor to our solar system for sure. But what really is it? Is it a comet? Is it a spaceship? Is it something else? What is a comet? It's basically a giant dirty snowball, normally. What is a comet? Comets are often called dirty snowballs, being cosmic remnants from the solar system's formation 4.6 billion years ago, primarily composed of ice, dust, and rock, which orbit the Sun. They originate mainly from the Kuiper belt or Oort cloud. When a comet nears the Sun, solar radiation causes the ice to sublimate, creating a vast, glowing atmosphere, the coma, and a magnificent, long tail of gas and dust that can stretch for millions of miles, leading away from the Sun. What's different about 3i/Atlas? It's not a normal dirty snowball. What makes 3i/Atlas different? 3i/Atlas distinguishes itself from local comets primarily because it is an interstellar object on a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it did not form in our solar system and is not bound to the Sun. The orbital plane of 3i/Atlas is inclined at approximately 175 degrees relative to the ecliptic plane. This means it has a retrograde orbit, or an orbit that is nearly opposite in direction to the orbits of the planets. The inclination is close to the ecliptic plane, which is considered unusual for a random interstellar object. Its uniqueness is further confirmed by its unusual chemical and physical composition, lots of nickel rather than iron, etc., coupled with observed anomalies such as non-gravitational acceleration and an atypical glow/color. Discrepancy 1, Velocity change. Atlas, Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, initially recorded 3i/Atlas entering the solar system at an interstellar speed of approximately 26 km per second. Several weeks into its transit, follow-up observations revealed a slight deceleration. This rate reduction was considered too subtle to be random chance, yet too pronounced to be solely attributed to standard measurement error. Discrepancy 2, Cometary drag can't explain it. The expected way for a comet to slow down is via outgassing, the recoil thrust produced as ice sublimates. Yet, comprehensive spectroscopic surveys by observatories like the European Southern Observatory and Pan-STARRS found very little volatile activity. This creates a major contradiction. The measured deceleration cannot be justified by the minimal or non-existent tail and gas emission. Discrepancy 3, Possible gravitational influences tested. Gravitational models, which accounted for solar tides, planetary perturbations, and radiation pressure, were re-examined by astrophysicists. They concluded that these established forces can only explain a small part of the comet's slowdown. The deficit is substantial, with one expert stating, "It's not enough to close the E equation." Discrepancy 4, Course Correction. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb highlights that the unexpected behavior of both interstellar objects, Oumuamua, 2017, and 3I/Atlas, may share a common explanation. Shared anomalies. Loeb points out that the non-gravitational acceleration exhibited by both objects, even though it occurred in opposite directions, could stem from similar propulsion or reflective dynamics, which strengthens the controversial light sail hypothesis. Mechanical behavior. The observed deceleration of 3I/Atlas could indicate mechanical or structural responsiveness, a characteristic not expected in purely natural bodies. Flat geometry suggestion. He specifically suggests that if 3I/Atlas has a flat geometry, solar radiation, solar torque, could apply uneven pressure that mimics a deliberate course correction. Call for open-mindedness. While he stops short of concluding the changes are deliberate, Loeb insists that such unusual behavior demands open-minded investigation. Discrepancy 5, Instrumental Error. Critics contend that the reported deceleration may simply be an error caused by inaccurate velocity calculations. They point out that 3I/Atlas's faintness and unstable brightness make precise tracking difficult. Since different ground-based telescopes have varying calibration standards, even minor timing errors could result in skewed speed estimates, an issue currently under review. Discrepancy 6, a pattern similar to Oumuamua. This unexpected behavior isn't unique to 3I/Atlas. The first interstellar object, Oumuamua, observed in 2017, also experienced non-gravitational acceleration, though it moved in the opposite direction. According to researcher Avi Loeb, these similar anomalies could suggest they share the same propulsion or reflective dynamics, lending support to the light sail hypothesis. Discrepancy 7, what the slowdown really means. The observed deceleration of 3I/Atlas, if confirmed, suggests several possibilities. The comet may have a complex material composition, be reacting to solar radiation feedback, or, in the most theoretical scenario, possess active control mechanisms. For now, this remains an unresolved mystery, reminding scientists that despite advanced modeling, space continues to yield surprises. Discrepancy 8, non-gravitational acceleration. Upon approaching the Sun, 3I/Atlas exhibited its first signs of non-gravitational acceleration, according to NASA data. The object's orbital path changed abruptly, noting two specific shifts, a radial acceleration, moving away from the Sun, of 135 km/day and a transverse acceleration, perpendicular to the Sun's direction, of 60 km/day. Discrepancy 9, color change, blue not red. Although comets are expected to change color as they approach the Sun, 3I/Atlas is defying the norm. Typically, comets turn red when the surrounding dust scatters sunlight to create a reddish hue. However, this particular interstellar comet has surprisingly shifted to a blue color instead. Discrepancy 10, last tale. New observations of the interstellar comet 3I/Atlas by researcher Qicheng Zhan at the Lowell Observatory's Discovery Telescope on Wednesday, November 5, show it glowing green and having a hidden tail as it speeds away from the Sun. The comet only recently became visible again after its swing around our star. This distinctive green color is characteristic of the comet's coma, or atmosphere. The coma, made of gas and dust, brightens as the Sun heats the comet, causing its icy materials to turn directly into gas, a phenomenon most visible through a green filter. Discrepancy 11, jets. The image shows two anti-tail jets out to 10 arc-minutes towards the Sun, accompanied by a longer collimated jet, extending away from the Sun out to an angular separation of 30 arc-minutes, roughly the diameter of the Sun or the Moon. For a natural comet, the outflow velocity of the jets is expected to be 0.4 km per second, of order the sound speed of gas at the distance of 3I/Atlas from the Sun. At that speed, the jets must have persisted for 1 to 3 months. The required surface area of 3I/Atlas to provide the inferred mass loss from the latest post-perihelion image is at least 16 times larger than the upper limit derived from its Hubble image on July 21, 2025. This is in the realm of an object breaking up. In one piece, 3I/Atlas didn't break up or boil away to a tail. A dirty snowball, like all snowballs, should boil away, think kettle or freezing lake. The boiling water vapor should point away from the sun, i.e. the heat source. 3I/Atlas didn't do this. The alternative is for an object to absorb the heat and explode, like an unpopped chestnut on a fire. 3I/Atlas didn't do this either, as evidenced by the picture seen by the Nordic Optical Telescope on 11th November, 2+ weeks after perihelion. Discrepancies. Velocity change. No outgassing or cometary tail to explain its deceleration. No possible gravitational influences can explain its slowdown. Course correction. Instrumental error. Pattern similar to Oumuamua. What the slowdown really means. Non-gravitational acceleration. Color change, blue not red. Last tail. Jets. In one piece, still. Comparisons. Origin and orbit. Formed within our solar system, bound by the Sun's gravity, originating from the Kuiper belt or Oort cloud. Versus interstellar origin, formed elsewhere and is not bound by the Sun's gravity, following a hyperbolic trajectory. Deceleration. Slows down due to outgassing, where sublimating ice creates a recoil thrust that is measurable and expected. Versus displays non-gravitational acceleration/deceleration that cannot be explained by known forces. Volatile activity. Exhibits significant sublimation, outgassing, as it nears the Sun, creating a large, visible tail and coma. Versus spectroscopic surveys show minimal volatile activity, no gas emission/tail, to justify the measured deceleration. Color near the Sun. Typically turns a reddish hue as dust scatters sunlight. Versus surprisingly shifted to a blue color, defying the normal expectation. Composition/response. Composed primarily of ice, dust, and rock, expected to behave according to standard gravitational models. Versus possesses unusual chemical and physical properties and has been theorized to exhibit mechanical/structural responsiveness, RV Loeb's light sail hypothesis. 3I/Atlas timeline. 3I/Atlas enters solar system around 6000 BCE. 3I/Atlas discovered by the asteroid terrestrial impact last alert system, Atlas, station on 1 July 2025. 3I/Atlas passes Mars on 3 October 2025. 3I/Atlas at perihelion, closest approach to the Sun on 29 October 2025. Closest approach to Earth by 3I/Atlas on 19 December 2025. The prophecies. Is this the blue star Kachina? The Hopi's blue star Kachina. The Hopi tribe in North America believe that humanity is currently residing in the fourth world, Tuwakachi. Like the previous worlds, Tuwakachi is also prophesied to be destroyed because of the corruption of humanity. The ninth and final sign of destruction is described by White Feather, via Frank Waters' Book of the Hopi, as, "You will hear of a dwelling place in the heavens, above the earth, that shall fall with a great crash. It will appear as a blue star. Very soon after this, the ceremonies of my people will cease." This is often disputed as a 1960s invention. A Kachina is a spiritual entity or personification of a natural phenomenon, ancestor, or a concept central to the religious beliefs of the Hopi and other Pueblo peoples. Baba Vanga's alien contact prophecy. Baba Vanga, a Bulgarian clairvoyant who died over 25 years ago, allegedly predicted humanity would make contact with extraterrestrial life in 2025. According to reports, Vanga warned, humanity will make contact with extraterrestrial life, possibly leading to a global crisis or apocalypse. The mystic gained recognition for allegedly accurate predictions, including the Chernobyl disaster and the September 11, 2001 attacks. Nothing from Nostradamus, but Brazilian Athos Salome, the living Nostradamus, claims that the James Webb Telescope will be the instrument through which we will uncover alien life. Summary. 3I/Atlas remains an enigma. It looks like it should act like a comet we are used to in our solar system, but it is defying all our current scientific knowledge and acting quite differently. We still aren't sure if it is natural or technological. Should we remain calm or prepare for an alien invasion? Pause here to read the references. Happy holidays. See you on December 19th, 3I Kiss. Acknowledgement, 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 acknowledgement. Thank you. Amethyst Gray. Rendezvous with 3I/Atlas, by Amethyst Gray, 2025. heal@amethyst.me.uk. www.amethyst.me.uk. Author of The Huntress, The Priestess, The Heiress, and The Pyramid Book.